Yo, what's happening? Welcome to a new show, man. This is the American Magpie. My name is Chris, and we are live again with another show. I had to switch my camera. Had to go back to the old school camera real quick. I know you see a little bit of grain, on the side. It's not looking as sharp. Um, I'm gonna have to get a new camera. So, but yeah, the one before was freezing on me and all that stuff. But yeah, man, big up to you. Welcome to the stream. If you are new, as you see it on the bottom, smash the like button. It helps us a lot to keep growing. Smash the like button, and of course, subscribe to the channel. If you're on Twitter, if you're on X, come on to the YouTube side. We have a lot more videos coming your way, of course, and we don't always stream on X, so bear that, keep that in mind. And yeah, come on and subscribe to the channel, man. Um, Look, I just wanted to make this stream earlier in the morning, kind of talk a little bit of what's happening with Newcastle United. What is next for the Magpies is the biggest question right now. Um, Losing it with Nottingham Forest, losing with Luton away, getting eliminated from the Carabao Cup with Chelsea, getting eliminated from the Champions League with Milan at home. I just kind of want to touch base a little bit and see what is really happening with the Magpies, and maybe I can get you on and talk a little bit of, what I mean, what's happening. Maybe we can get together and talk. You can comment. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Let me see real quick. I just want to make sure my internet is right, man. It's been acting up as of late, but there we go. I think we're good now. And so, yeah, man, let me know in the comment section down below. It's really early in the morning. We're, here in the United States. It's like 6:30 in the morning. And but I wanted to make a morning show to be able to see how it performs and how you guys, if this could be a good time for you. But regardless, we will have a night show, a late show, at 5 p.m. U.S. time and 5:30 p.m. U.S. time and 11:30 U.S. time as well. Um, Listen, we might not be for long, who knows? But regardless, come on and have your say. You can do so. It's simple. Basically, I'm just gonna drop the link right now. I'm just gonna drop the link because you can come on the show, have your say, and yeah, man, just let me know what your thoughts are on this match, or not on this match. I'm sorry, on this moment that Newcastle United is living right now. The form is not great, and basically, this stream is just for that, to kind of know your opinion on things. The link is on YouTube. I just shared it. Let me try to see if I can share it on Twitter as well, because it is going to be important for us to for you to get that link so you can come on the show and let me know live what your thoughts are in particular with with the moment that we're living. Basically, that's the purpose of the show. um what do you think is happening with Newcastle United? How do we fix it? All that stuff. So I'm gonna pin the link over there right now. Let me just see real quick. There we go. Um, so I just posted the link in a comment on that stream, and you can come on the show, join us, talk to me, let me know what you think is happening. And basically, this stream is just for that. You know, um, again, I want to hear your opinion. I want to know your opinion. So I can start saying, look, I can start talking about it like this. It's definitely not a good moment for the Magpies, but it's not the end of the world either. And listen, and that might come as a surprise because I have criticized Eddie Howe's moves lately, and of course the way we've been playing. I think that he is, you know, the one person that's responsible for this. At the same time, with the players, those are guys that we need to um, figure out they get their stuff together. 100%, because ultimately they're the ones that go out there um and play. Those are the responsible people, the responsible, you know, executors that should go out there and execute the manager's plan, and they still don't get it done. So listen, I've gotten onto the players, I've gotten onto Eddie Howe, so I've done my fair share of criticizing the team. But now at this point, do we really keep criticizing without giving a proper explanation as to why or how we can possibly move on? And that's why I made this show today, because I wanted to hear your opinion. I wanted to hear your thoughts on the matter. And look, if we, I might have to share my screen here in a minute, but if we look at what's coming up next for Newcastle, it's listen, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. I mean, you got, first of all, you got Liverpool on Monday at Anfield. That's not going to be good. I mean, that's really that's a tough match. Well, most people will say that we're going to lose that one. Um, I'm not going to go and say that we're going to lose any match because I believe in this team, but it's going to be really tough, and I'm not 100% sure that we can get it over the hurdle. I mean, I think it's going to be tough, but ultimately we got to go out there and try, right? And we're certainly going to do that. And you can see it on your screen right now. Yes, sir. Right there, you can see on your screen what matches we're going to be facing. We're going to be facing Liverpool away. That's on Monday, and that's going to be a tough one. And then also that Saturday, you're still going to have a week's rest though, so that's a positive thing. But then you're going to face Sunderland, um, and that's going to be a tough match because of the derby, because of the all that it is involved around that. But to be fair with you, Sunderland is a mid-table team in the championship. So if we cannot beat a mid-table team in the from the championship, then we really have a problem. So I don't really make this to be as difficult as people make it to be. I think that it's just a game, man. It's just another game. I mean, I get there is a derby, and it has those condiments in it that are tough. But other than that, when you talk about football, I mean, what is there to be concerned about to play a mid-table team from the championship? Again, if we can't beat a team like that, then we have an issue. That's the way I think about it. And with that being said, after that, you got Newcastle, Manchester City. That's going to be a tough one. That's going to be at St. James's Park, but still a tough game. Then you got Aston Villa away. That's going to be a tough game, knowing because Aston Villa has been playing. I used to say that Aston Villa and Newcastle were, at the same level to a certain extent. But to be fair with you, I think the Aston Villa is performing a little bit better now. We have definitely dropped our standards, and that's why it's going to be a really really tough game. It's going to be away as well, and they have a good away form. I think Aston Villa and Newcastle are the teams that have the greatest uh, home record in the league. But also, if you look at Newcastle, we have the worst away record, which actually makes things really bad. And sadly, that's why we're almost mid-table. And and then you got Luton. Then things get a little bit better, but basically, we're gonna have a really, really tough month. You know what I mean? We're gonna have a really tough month, man. You got Liverpool, Man City, Aston Villa, Sunderland, and so we got 4 matches this month that are gonna be really, really crucial for the Magpies. And listen, can we beat these guys? I mean, I think so. I think the easiest match for me is Sunderland. With all due respect, I get the derby, I get all that stuff, but it's a mid-table team in the championship. I'm seeing concern from Twitter, and we are live on Twitter as well. And if you are there, come on to the YouTube side so you can enjoy more videos, more content. But let me tell you something. It, that's a mid-table team in the championship. We need to beat them. You know what I mean? We need to be able to beat them. If we can't beat them, then what the hell are we fighting for? So just keep that in perspective. Okay, keep that in perspective. And also, So I think that's the easiest match. You got Liverpool Monday, Manchester City, Aston Villa. Then Aston Villa would be the second bet or easier match, I would say, on paper. Then you got City and Liverpool. Those are going to be tough ones. The toughest one is going to be Liverpool away for us. But I mean, how can you? What would be what would be a decent uh, amount of points that we can get in this month? Obviously, Sunderland doesn't count because they're not Premier League. It's not a Premier League match, so you really just got to count Aston Villa, City, and Liverpool. I think that it's tough because you got 9 points on the line this January. How many points can you get out of City, out of Liverpool, out of Newcastle? If you look at it, I mean, out of Aston Villa. So if you look at it from just point management, I think that a point at Liverpool would be great. I think that a point with Manchester City at home would be great. And if you can go all out for an Aston Villa win or for a Newcastle win against Aston Villa, that would put you at 5 points. That would be great. But knowing our away record and also knowing how Aston Villa has been performing well at home, then that makes things a little bit difficult, even though they are the easier team to beat on paper. And we're looking at the month of January, and so it's going to be tough for us to get a win with Aston Villa, knowing our away record, knowing their home record. And by the way, I'm sorry if I sound a little bit nasally, but yeah, I'm sick. I've been sick, so my throat hurts, everything hurts. But yeah, I'm battling that, but I'll be better. And when we do the transfer show later at 11:30 p.m. UK and 5:30 p.m. US, I'll sound better 100%. But it's just early in the morning, so I sound a little bit nasally, and that's why I'm drinking hot coffee. But so I think that if you get 3 points out of 9, I don't think that's going to get it done, though. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's going to get it done. Um, if you look at it from that perspective, I don't think if you just go and try to manage to get 1 point in each game, man, I think that's tough because 1 month, you're basically letting the month go in January. 3 points is basically you winning one match out of the three matches that you got to compete for the Premier League, taking Sunderland aside. Man, that's a tough one. That's a tough one, 100%. And so, you know, I don't know, man. I think it's going to be a really, really, really tough month. Tougher than most people think, because we might. And this is the thing. This is why Luton was a must win. This is why Nottingham Forest was a must win. And people are scared to say must win. Well, you shouldn't be. You shouldn't be. Because there's a reason as to why I said that, and most people said that because of this month coming up. And I mean, does Eddie Howe know that? Of course he knows that. 100% he knows that. But regardless, we still managed to not get it done. And that's the biggest concern. Because now you got this month, and by the way things are looking, by the way things are looking, man, look, man, if Newcastle loses at Anfield, if Newcastle loses against City at home, and if Newcastle loses at Aston Villa away, this could put us in a really, really bad predicament. And that's what I've been saying all along. That's what when you have must-win games, you got to take care of business. You got to take care of the situation. And listen, man, I just don't think that we were really, looking at that situation. As crazy as it sounds, I don't think that we were really up for the challenge, that we really knew what we were doing. Um, and that is a problem. By the way, we will have a transfer show later on tonight, so always feel free to come on and discuss the latest trending news. With that being said, can we win any of these matches? Can we get 4 points out of these matches? Well, listen, knowing that we usually win at home, I could say that a Newcastle, a Newcastle versus Man City win would be a feasible situation. Even though it's Manchester City, they got a lot of talent. It's not the greatest Manchester City, so you know that we can get it done. So regardless, maybe that's an option. You know what I mean? Maybe that is an option. Um, and so just keep that in mind. I think that I think that it could be feasible for us to win against Manchester City. Um, and it's just again, all these matches are tough. You kind of just trying to pick one. I think that even though Aston Villa is the easiest match on paper, and I do believe that we're closer to that level. But at this point in time, we've dropped our form a little bit. Newcastle, compared to Aston Villa, by the way, Newcastle away record is badly. Aston Villa home record is good. So I think that could be a really tough match for us to win. I think that I think if you take in consideration that we usually win at St. James's Park, and that Manchester City is not the greatest right now, even though they're really good and they have talent to take over a game, I think that could be the most feasible match that we got. And I think that it can happen. I mean, shoot, some way or another it can happen because I mean we eliminated them from the Carabao Cup. We lost 1-0 away, so it wasn't by much. It can be done. Now, our recent form really shows that. To be fair with you, I don't know how many of these matches we can win. To be fair with you, at Anfield with Liverpool, man, that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be really tough. If you can scratch a point out of that one, that would be great. If we can get a point out of Liverpool, that would be amazing. But can we do that? That is the biggest question. That is the biggest hurdle. Um, and so ultimately, it's a matter of nobody expected Newcastle really to do much when it comes to PSG, when it comes to doing all these big matches that Manchester United at Old Trafford. Nobody really expected much of this going forward, and we get it. We got it done, right? We got it done. So that's one thing that you can say that at the end of the day, this team some point in time, we were able to get these matches and get them done. Now, listen, whether this is just gonna be a tough match, a tough month, 100%, man, 100%. And I just don't know. I know the one thing that we can't lose against Sunderland in the FA Cup. That's got to be a must win. But that really doesn't help us in the Premier League, which is the toughest situation, the toughest place we're in right now. If you look at the standings, you go back to the standings, man, and we can talk a little bit about that before we wrap up, because I don't want to be here too long. I'm barely able to talk, but we have dropped our standards badly. We're eighth in the league, man. At this point in time, you can't really say much. Can't really talk crap to Chelsea because we're right there in that mix. We're in the mid-table mix. We're just 1 point away from West Ham and 3 points away from Manchester United, or I mean, 2 points away from Manchester United. If that wasn't the case, I'd say that we're battling in the mid table. And to be fair with you, we're right there. So that's one of those things. I mean, it's tough to watch how Newcastle is eighth. Somebody said um in one of the chats yesterday, either on the live show, somewhere somebody said that they would be happy with being eighth. Hell to the no, man. I'm not happy with being no eighth. I'm sorry. And I'm not an entitled fan or whatever you want to call me. I'm not cool with that. I'm not cool with that. Um, we need to do better. We need to find a way to climb, and we're still right there in the mix. It's really tough that Tottenham and Manchester United and West Ham won, and they did it. They won their matches. But you see, one of those things, Manchester United is a bad form team. Like they're really in bad form, and they still manage to get points. That is the situation. You know what I mean? That is the biggest thing. You're not going to play great every game. We know that. But regardless, if you're a good team, if you're a, a big team, you need to be able to get some points. That's just the way it is. You need to work out some way, in some way, shape, or form, to get points away, and we haven't done that. And actually, a lot of these matches we were winning. We were winning. AC Milan, Nottingham Forest. We were winning. Just couldn't get it done. Just couldn't get it done, man. And so it's tough. I think we're still battling with Tottenham, Manchester United, and Aston Villa, because something tells me that Aston Villa is not going to maintain this form. They've had a really manageable and easier calendar this December. We will see how that continues. We will see what happens. But then again, they might get to a point where they start beating the teams they need to beat, and they stay up there. And then at the end of the day, that wouldn't, and then they wouldn't be a team that we're competing against, because I don't think Manchester City is. I think eventually they will turn up, but we're competing against Tottenham, Manchester United, West Ham, Newcastle, and Tottenham is breaking away as well. That's what concerns me the most, because now if you look at Tottenham with 36 points, there's a big gap right there with Manchester United, 5 points right there, and uh, and that concerns me. That concerns me because all of a sudden it's looking like the fifth spot is already taken. So if you look at it from that perspective, then there's only one spot for European football. That's the Conference League. That's not really appealing to most people, but it's tough, bro. It really is tough how we fallen off. But we got to keep battling, because eventually, at some point in time, I believe that the teams that are on top, I don't think they'll win every game. It's impossible. They have to play against each other. So we'll see. We will see what happens. And at the end of the day, it's about us too. Yeah, that's the only reason. We got to get it done. We got to go out there and win. We got to go out there and perform. And we haven't done that. We have not done that. But yeah, man, big up to you, big up everybody. Of course, watching on X, watching on YouTube. I'm gonna call this one off. I just woke up early to get this show on the road. But regardless, we will have a transfer show later on tonight. Keep an eye for that. And yeah, man, big up all the Magpies, and we will see you on the next one, boys. Peace. Subscribe. If you're on X, go and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We have more shows. We don't always stream on X. So come on to the YouTube channel. That way you don't miss out on any Newcastle content coming up. We'll see you on the next one, boys. See ya. And girls.